Good day, everybody. How's it going? I'm the Tchenovstok, and welcome back to Tchenovstok, episode number 8. In this episode, guys, we will be building District 3. If you watched any of the other episodes, you'll catch on that the district, followed by a number areas, are usually residential micro-districts like are commonly found in ex-Soviet countries. So District 3 is going to be pretty similar to all the other District 1 and District 2, which have been previously built. And you're going to notice an ongoing theme with these micro-districts. Just like the actual Soviet micro-districts, they reuse and copy a lot of the same buildings throughout the entire country, just because it's easier, it's cheaper, it's much more efficient to develop these areas when using those, I guess, copy and paste methods. So you're going to see a running theme. A lot of the buildings are going to look alike through the entire city, really. Like you'll notice this micro district is pretty much identical to District 2 that we built a couple of episodes ago. You'll notice it's a little bit different than District 1. And one of the reasons for that is, as I'm developing this city, you guys are teaching me so much about like Soviet urban design. I've done a little bit of research on my own as well, and I've just learned so much since starting this series. So I've kind of got a little knack for developing these micro districts now and putting a little bit more realism into them. And what I'm trying to do here with District 3, honestly, like this district should theoretically be called District 1, because I feel like this should be the first micro district that was built in the city, judging by how the buildings look. With the amount of studying that I've done on I guess, Soviet cities, and with the amount of information that you guys have given me, I can say that I know now that these style of buildings, or these style of tenant buildings that I'm plopping down right now, are like older than what you would typically find in like modern ex-Soviet cities, I guess. So I mean, really, like I was saying, like this should be an older district compared to District 3, for example, which has much more modern Soviet buildings that were built a lot later in the Soviet years. But I mean, that's just a minor detail. I'm still going to go on with the district numbers and stuff. I mean, that really doesn't mean anything. And I mean, this district isn't going to be very special in comparison to the rest of the city, with this being the first, like the oldest district in town. I'm going to try to make it look not as much like run down, but make an effort to make it look a little older, I guess. I plopped a lot of like bigger trees around here, big taller trees, just to give the area a little bit more of an older vibe. You know, it's been around a little longer than all the other districts. So little subtle hints like that help give the illusion that, you know, this is an older part of town. And another thing I'll mention is, I know this episode's a little short, but while working on this district, I've been working on a couple of side projects around Tchenovstok that you really are going to like, guys. It's going to be super fun. So I've been kind of shifting my focus to those projects, and I kind of just developed this district in the meantime, just to really get an episode out there. I know you guys have been itching for some extra Tchenovstok content, so forgive me if this area looks a little bland compared to all the other micro districts, but I actually really like it. I was kind of skeptical at first. It was a little bit of a challenge to get this area built due to the awkward layout, I guess. Like, it's not a perfect square area to build in. It's kind of like this lopsided L-shaped area. But I think it actually turned out really great. I'm actually like really happy with the way this area turned out. And yeah, but just know, guys, that there's some awesome things that I'm working on in Tchenovstok, and I'm looking forward to show you guys that in the next episode. Forgive me if I haven't been releasing Tchenovstok episodes too frequently, But I'm getting back on track now with it, guys. For a while I was kind of losing a little bit of momentum with the series. I was just a little bit less excited about it. But now, guys, I'm back in the game, and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for now. I don't want to give away too much, but all I can say is you guys are gonna like what's coming up in the series. I'm super excited about it anyways. And back to the game, guys. I am now going to start building a large soccer field. Well, it's not large by any means. I think it's quite small, but then again, I have no idea what the proper dimensions of a standard soccer field should be. So bear with me on that, guys. But thanks to you guys, I now know that soccer was extremely popular back in the Soviet days. So I thought that most of the city should feature at least one soccer field. I make an effort to place down a lot of sport-themed attractions in every micro-district because I always had the impression that the Soviets were very proud of, I guess, like their physical achievements. They were always up there in the Olympics. They were always doing pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I just know that they were always super competitive. So I can only assume that back in the day, in like primary schools and high schools and throughout everybody's education, a large emphasis would have been placed on physical achievements as well, like sports and whatnot.
That's right.
So there's going to be a nice soccer field, or a football field, as my European friends would say, in this micro district. And I'm going to place down, I think, only one tennis court in this district, but I normally make an effort to place down at least a few in every corner. I think tennis was played back in the Soviet days. I'm not sure. Educate me on that, guys, but I'm assuming like tennis is a worldwide sport, so I mean, I would assume that it was somewhat popular in the Soviet Union. So yeah, I'm going to place down these kind of details for now. Afterwards, I'm going to focus a little bit more on, I guess, detailing the area, so trees, and I'm going to place down a lot of flower planters. Honestly, just like filler, just to bring some more life into the area. And one thing I was kind of looking forward to do, but I had some issues with it, guys, was for some reason, I mentioned this before, but when I was building District 3 way back in, like, I don't know, episode 2 of the series, I placed a lot of these little 2-meter wide paths all throughout the micro district, and they look absolutely fantastic. I actually ended up replacing a lot of the road sidewalks, like the default sidewalks on each side of the default road in the game. Using the surface painter, I would wipe those sidewalks off the road, and I would use that little path tool to create sidewalks that are a little bit further away from the road. So you would have like this little grass strip between the road and the sidewalk, and it added so much life to the roads and the streets. Like, I don't know, it just completely changed the areas like nothing else. But unfortunately, for some reason, I'm having so many issues with those paths and any other like non-standard sized paths in the game. So by standard sized, I mean, like, I think by default, the game uses 4-meter wide paths. So if I use anything wider or narrower than that, it tends to like do some weird glitches to the terrain. And I've had so many issues with those paths. Not even like one specific particular path. It's like any path mod that features wider or narrower paths just glitches out and causes so many issues. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to present those in this district, and I feel like that's part of the issue, or it's part of the reason why this area might look a little bit more bland compared to all the other areas. So I'm really not sure why that's a problem. Like, it was never a problem in District 3 at all. But I don't know, District 3 was built like way back when, maybe before those issues have arisen, and they don't affect those paths. Maybe they were somewhat grandfathered in, I don't know. But not a big deal, guys. I mean, I'm not going to lose sleep over that because of the awesome projects that I have coming up that you guys are going to love. So for the rest of this episode, guys, I'm just going to feature some normal detailing, trees, all that normal stuff. But stay tuned till the very end, guys, because I'm going to feature some really awesome cinematics of this district, and you'll also get a glimpse of the entire city. Tchenovstok is really starting to become a large city, I find. It's actually, like, at this point, like, the size of the city as it is right now is what I envision the city being in its complete form. And at this point, I feel like we're just getting started. There's so many things that I'd like to add to the city, so that's really great. So many different district styles that I want to try. Just because of your help, guys, like, I have to say thank you guys so much for telling me about some cities to check out on Google Maps throughout the ex-Soviet Union, throughout Russia and Ukraine and every other country that used to be part of the USSR. It's given me so much inspiration and so many ideas of what I could build in Tchenovstok, and I can envision this series going on for quite some time. So thanks on that, guys. I find when I zoom out of the city, well, first of all, when I started the city, I built the road layout based on Pripyat, the city near the Chernobyl power plant. I envisioned the city becoming a very similar city to Pripyat, but now that I'm learning so much about different either nuclear cities or closed cities throughout Russia, it's giving me a different perspective and allowing me to explore different styles that I can build in the city. So I mean, that's really fun. So I think when the city is pretty much complete and it becomes its final form, it's going to be a mixture of all kinds of different architectural style. Well, I shouldn't say that, actually, because I want the city to remain the utopian modern paradise that it is. Keep in mind, like, first of all, Tchenovstok's history began in the late 60s, and this series is based in 1979, so I mean, I have to remain between that era. So it does kind of limit me on what I can build, but I still have enough freedom to explore different styles. So anyways, guys, here we're going to jump into, I guess, like a bird's eye view of the city in live view. You can get a good glimpse of how everything's going to look. Right here where my cursor just was is the next district that we're going to build, and I'd like it to be modern, just like District 3. So that's going to be pretty fun. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the cinematics that are beginning just now. So with that being said, give this video a good old thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, guys, and also check out my Patreon page if you'd like to support the channel. So thanks so much, and until the next episode, take care.